Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking on my channel. My name is Lynette, and this year for Halloween I decided to go with a Wizard of Oz theme. So in this little tutorial I'm going to show you how we made the Scarecrow. There's also going to be other tutorials on how we make the lion, the witch, and the Tin Man. So if you're interested in learning how you can make a scarecrow like this, then please follow along. For this part of our display, we're going to have the scarecrow here, and then I'm going to put the lion here. So I needed to offset this guy a little bit, which meant I couldn't use the hay bale for support. So what I did is I drove a piece of rebar into the ground because we're right on the edge of the ground here. So this is an example of the piece of rebar. It's down in the ground, it's nice and sturdy. It's probably driven about 2 feet into the ground. On that, I strapped a piece of wood. So think of me strapping a piece of wood to this. I used zip ties to just hold it there. So that makes this nice and sturdy. For the arms across, I just set a piece of wood and I drilled that in. Now you can see my arms are at an angle, so obviously I set those arms at an angle like this. But that's the basic support for our scarecrow. For our clothing, I have done a lot of layering here to keep things together. I'm using an old scarecrow that I've used for many years, and that's what's underneath this sweater. If you look under here, you're going to see there's a pair of bib overalls, and then you can see this shirt that's coming out the sides of the sweater. I've pinned the plaid pants to the overalls. I've stuffed this body, and then the overalls actually are draped over this board. So this helps to keep it up. It would be really hard if you were just trying to pin these pants to a shirt, or how would you attach these pants to this sweater? It would start to weigh down. So by using the overalls as my basic form, that's keeping everything nicely layered. I want our scarecrow to have some straw coming out of the arms, something like this. So I picked up this little kid's hula skirt at the dollar store. I'm just going to cut it in half. And we're just going to take this and using the straw itself, just tie it in a knot. Pull the sleeve down over the top of that, leaving some of the grass hanging out so it looks like we have some raffia kind of hands. Now I hope you can see how helpful it is to have that stuffing underneath, so you already have a form stuffed. We were able to tie right to that. Might be a little bit of extra work, but I think it's saving us in the long run. We are going to fill up this pumpkin with some spray foam, just like we did with the others. Not sure if you guys can see how that foam comes out. And this is a gooey mess, so you definitely don't want to get it all over things. So I'm going to put the rest of this can in here. Now the foam does expand, so we need to be careful that it doesn't expand so much that our pumpkin head bursts. But I do want to have enough in here that it will help stabilize that head. Not sure how much you guys can see down in there, but it almost looks like brains. And that's very appropriate because this is our scarecrow who needs a brain. For me, half the fun of doing this project is finagling and figuring out how to make things and putting things together. But I've got to be honest, it takes a tremendous amount of time to do it. Right now I'm going to work on our scarecrow's head. This is the pumpkin we're going to use for the head. I pounded a piece of rebar into the ground so I can work at this level and see what I can do. I want to concentrate on the hat right now. I've got this piece of felt. This is actually just a scrap piece that I had laying around, and I'm going to use this as my sample piece. I believe I'm going to end up making it out of brown felt, but I only have one piece of brown and I didn't want to waste it. So I'm going to make a sample one out of this black felt and see if it works. I basically just folded this piece in half, and I think I'm just going to cut it. Again, I really have no idea what I'm doing, but we're going to give it a try. All right. Believe it or not, I think this is going to be a hat. You should never put pins in your mouth. I think something like that might be perfect. Let's continue playing around and seeing what we can create. You can see I've draped the pumpkin with a piece of burlap. I've simply used a zip tie on the bottom. I have this little hula skirt that I'm thinking might be good for some type of hair. And let's see if we put our hat back on, what we've got going here. Liking that. And from some of the scrap black felt, I just cut out some shapes so we can experiment here and see what we can make here. Can you see? I will probably end up hot gluing this in place, and I'm thinking maybe I need a red nose. I'm going to use this as a pattern to cut out some brown felt, and I'm a little bit worried that this isn't going to hold up once the wet weather gets here. If it rains, I'm thinking it might flop, so I may have to run some wire in there, but we'll see what happens. I have our black prototype felt laid out on the felt that we're going to use the brown. I've pinned it into place, and now I'm just going to go around and cut along the edge to make it as similar as possible. I'm not going to worry if I'm cutting a little bit of the black. That's really not going to matter. And I am using a double layer of felt. Don't know if I'm going to regret this, but I'm thinking it might in the long run help it hold up a little bit better in the dew, or it could weight it down. But there we go. We've got our hat shape. Now I just need to stitch it up together. I have put our brown hat on our Scarecrow, and I think I'm going to try and blanket stitch this wire into it. That way I'm thinking we'll be able to keep this brim kind of wavy and posed. Now the good thing about this is you don't have to be a good sewer, and actually it's probably going to be better if you are not good at sewing, because the crazier your stitches look, the more this is going to look like a real scarecrow. Now I'm just going to basically do a little blanket stitch to hold this on, and we will see if this works. if it doesn't, we will have to think of something else. Well, it might be a pretty poor stitch job, but it's doing the trick. You can see putting that wire in the brim is allowing us to keep that wavy motion, and it's going to be pretty stable even when it rains or it gets the heavy morning dew. So this is one of those reasons why home ec class is so important, and why I really think art is an undervalued curriculum in schools, because if you're going to be an engineer, you need to understand how to manipulate materials, and this is a great way for kids to learn how to do that. If you're a kid on your iPhone or your phone watching this video, instead of liking it, get out there and make your own scarecrow. You'll learn so much. Let's build a scarecrow. We've got our pumpkin. Remember, we put foam in it so that it will sit securely on here, just like that. That's not going anywhere. Now I'm going to put a plastic bag over the top of this, and the main reason is because I am going to be hot gluing the features, the felt features, to our scarecrow head, and I'm thinking the plastic might hold a little better than the pumpkin. Don't really know, but we're just going to give it a shot. Also, I'm thinking it might prevent the pumpkin from scorching or burning. We're going to drape our burlap over the top. Just trying to make sure that I have some on this side that the zip tie is going to be able to grab. And I think that's pretty good. And we have our zip tie, or zip ties. I had to put 3 of them together because I don't think 2 would be big enough to go all the way around this and the board that is behind here. Whoever invented zip ties was a genius. And we need to put our hair on. And I've got a couple safety pins, or not safety pins, straight pins that we're just going to add in. The hat's really going to hold this down, but... And then we put our hat on. Let's put a couple pins in here to hold the hat in place. And then let's add some features. Now, Ray Bolger, who played the wizard, or played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, had a rope belt. So I think we're going to try and see if we can add a rope belt. I think what I'll have to do for the belt is put a nail in this back board. I can drill right through the rope into the board to keep that from sliding down, because he doesn't have any real hips to hold the belt up. We're gonna hot glue these on. And I gotta be honest, I'm pretty pleased with the way it looks. I don't think I'm going to worry about trying to find something red for the nose. I'm pretty pleased with the way the black looks. Just going to glue it on and call it good. I think this is it for our Scarecrow. I love the way he looks. I'm even fine that he doesn't have a red nose. The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is that he doesn't have his diploma, that we now know that he is smart. And I'm really not sure how to add the diploma because, you know, paper is just going to get wet and blow away. I had originally thought it'd be nice to have a Kansas City sweatshirt or something for him here, you know, Kansas City University or University of Kansas, something like that, that would look like he went to college. But this would have draped over it and it would have hidden it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But if you have any ideas on how I could add a diploma or designate that he's now smart, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are watching the witch video and the Tin Man, and then I'm going to be working on the lion in just a minute, so that will be posted soon as well. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I hope that you can get out into your yard and do some of your own Halloween decorating. Take care. Bye-bye.